The fact that you still haven't married makes you the silent burden of your family.
I am 38 years old this year, an older single woman, still unmarried and childless. I realize that I've lived over 30 years, and now I'm almost 40. Now I understand a principle. The people around me have already gradually handed in their papers, while I'm just starting to answer the questions. It's this sense of helplessness. Now I understand that no matter how excellent you are, as long as you don't get married, you are seen as a failure. In the eyes of your parents, you are a failure. Even if you marry an idiot or if you marry someone not perfect, you are considered successful. As long as you don't get married in the eyes of your parents or relatives, you are a failure, you have a problem. Even in your village, people will think that if a woman of your age is not married, she must have some serious problem. Really, I have experienced this. Even if you marry someone not ideal, you can still walk with your head held high in your village or in front of your friends and relatives, and your parents will feel proud. I don't understand. I don't know where they get this pride from. If I marry, I am a successful person. If I don't marry, I will always be a failure. Sai, I really can't understand it.
If you follow the channel, you've probably seen several videos about the dilemma of leftover women in China and the desperate pressure to find a relationship. From the comments I receive, it's clear that many people have a strong opinion on the topic, and I share that view. Often these women struggle to find a relationship due to high expectations, and the audience is tired of hearing about it. Today, I want to focus on testimonies that reveal the family pressure for these women to find a partner and start a family. In addition to the women's stories, we'll also hear from the parents to better understand this issue. We'll continue this discussion in the comments to explore the different perspectives each of you has.
People caring too much about others' opinions is not only something that can harm oneself, but it can also affect the next generation, and even the whole family. Do you know what happened recently? I've been under a lot of depressive pressure for a whole month, and it's from my mom. She keeps pressuring me to get married. And besides worrying about my age and fearing that I might not have any market value left, a big factor is her concern with others' opinions. The opinions of others about her and her daughter. Her main reason for pressuring me to marry is, "You need to do this for me, show them." She always uses the term them. I don't know exactly who they are. It could be neighbors, relatives, or friends. But it seems like there is an invisible eye constantly watching her every move. Even marriage has become a topic where I need to show my worth. I find this completely absurd. Saying that I need to prove to them that I can find a good husband. I find it extremely ridiculous. Since she never asks if I'm interested in finding a partner. She only cares about what others think of her and her daughter. To her, others' opinions are the most important thing. Have you noticed? Why do our parents always pressure us to get married early? In my case, my older brother was born in 1997. He's 27 years old. Since he graduated, my parents have hoped he would marry soon. He had a few relationships along the way, met the parents of his girlfriends, but in the end they all broke up for various reasons. So now, my parents are very worried that he won't get married, and they keep thinking about it, to the point of not being able to sleep at night, constantly worrying about it. When my brother comes home, my parents put pressure on him from all sides, forcing him to find a partner and get married, arranging various blind dates for him. I tell my parents, young people today have their own ideas. Maybe he hasn't met the right person yet, or maybe living alone is better than living with someone. Why does the older generation always need to impose their thinking on their children? After finally raising the eldest child, now that it could be a bit easier, do they want to start over with the younger child? Isn't it exhausting? The second brother is married, so their task is complete. But for them, it's just beginning. The burden of family, you know well. It was difficult enough raising all of us. My mom says, it doesn't matter. She wants him to get married. What others do with their children is their own business. But my son has to get married. And I can't persuade my parents no matter what. And you, what do you think about this? Have your parents pressured you to get married?
You're already in your 20s, facing everything alone. I can't take care of you forever. You're 26 now. When I was 26, I already had 3 kids. How can you keep going like this, always procrastinating, still insisting on exercising in the morning, but still with a runny nose? What's the point of being smart if you can't use it practically? You can't smell anything. Can't sit still for 2 minutes? Get up and go do something.
Wake up, you're still sleeping. Everything I say to you just goes in one ear and out the other. I called you after work. Why are you dawdling? Someone is introducing you to a boyfriend. He's waiting for you downstairs, and you're still dragging your feet. Let me tell you, all day long you just shut your ears and ignore me. I keep talking and you don't respond, just playing with your phone. Are you going to date or not? At your age, still messing around, you should be dating already. At night you're watching dramas, and during the day you're just lying around sleeping. It's so late already. I'm almost developing depression because of the pressure from my family. Yesterday, a friend came into my live stream and asked how I handle the pressure from my parents to get married. Now, since he's older and still unmarried, his family rejects him in various ways. The family thinks that everything he says is wrong, and nothing he does is recognized. Especially those relatives around, when they gather, they always talk about his problems. He feels like a bad person now, with no self-confidence. Actually, I really understand the pain he is going through. It's not just parents who love their children. Children also love their parents. As children, who would want to disappoint their parents' expectations? Seeing your parents pressuring you to get married, do you think it feels good? But at the same time, he really wants to follow his own true feelings in life. When our thoughts conflict with our parents' expectations, it's really hard for children to decide. If someone feels like this friend, almost developing depression, I think it might be helpful to temporarily cover your ears, close your eyes and move forward with courage. Or live independently for a while, adjust your mindset and then make a decision. As parents, I think sometimes it's necessary to listen more to the true thoughts of their children. Today I want to talk about marriage, a topic I've been preparing for some time. I've seen on social media how some young people currently approach marriage. They view the pressure from their parents to get married as a form of stress. Additionally, there is dissatisfaction from parents regarding their children's current phase. They think that not getting married is an extremely selfish behavior. There is a significant gap between generations. Actually, this problem can't be simply seen as a conflict between generations. It's necessary to understand the essence behind this issue. First, let's talk about parents pressuring their children to marry. The benefit that parents gain is mainly to alleviate the social pressure in their circle. In their generation, if you don't get married, it is considered extremely shameful. Reaching a certain age and still being single is seen as very embarrassing. Therefore, this is an objectively existing social pressure. Then let's analyze the pros and cons of this issue. For the individual, the question is, does marriage bring benefits or not? That's what you should consider. Parents just want to fulfill their obligation. Ensuring your happiness is your own responsibility. So now we need to discuss whether getting married brings happiness or not. Win-win. I am 29 years old and still unmarried. My family is pressuring me a lot to get married. In a moment of frustration, I challenged my mother, and she was very upset. It's not that I don't want to get married. It's just that I haven't met the right person yet, and there are many circumstances beyond my control. Could you help me write a message to my mother to express my feelings? I'm sorry for making you sad. I know that you're urging me to get married because you want what's best for me. But if I truly met the right person, I would also want to get married. To you adults, marriage seems like an exam. Seeing other people's children already married while I'm still not, you feel anxious and hope that I will get married soon too. But what's the real score of this exam? How happy can this marriage be? I also want to find a good person and be happy for a lifetime. Mom, I'm not saying I don't want to get married. I just don't want to settle for a marriage. I used to be a girl who listened to sweet words and longed for love, and I was once willing to risk everything for it. I also desired to find a warm and secure haven. But reality is often like this. Having success in both career and love is usually the script for the leading actresses. I am ordinary and don't have the aura of a leading lady. At almost 30 years old, with the career I've worked so hard to build, I don't want to settle for marriage. And the person I liked in my early 20s, looking back now, no longer fits with me. Those beautiful years that have passed taught me that if I can't have success in both areas, then having success in my career is also a way to support love. Mom, rest assured, I'm not against marriage. I believe marriage is one of the major events in life and should not be rushed or settled for. If I succeed in my career and find a good person in the future, it will be a bonus. If I fail and marry hastily, I won't be able to maintain the household, and it might worry you. But don't worry, Mom. On the path to finding love and pursuing happiness, I will be proactive and active because I don't want you to worry. I believe that a good marriage might be delayed, but it will definitely not be absent.
To be honest, I don't have a fully formed opinion on the dilemma in China compared to the West, where parents frequently comment on our relationships. In the West, this pressure is generally lighter and can even be somewhat humorous. However, in China, the pressure is much more intense. If a son or daughter doesn't get married, it can lead to jokes and even ridicule from friends and relatives. It's a rather bizarre situation, but I prefer not to judge cultures I don't fully understand. I enjoy exploring both sides and forming my conclusion based on these insights, but now it's over to you. We want to know your thoughts on this topic. If you found this video informative and want to explore more issues and relevant topics, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share your opinions in the comments. Let's continue this conversation. See you later.